the group that met up the stairs were talking about information. Remember from the chart this morning, there was not too much of the post-its were about information, so we talked a bit more about that, and we came up with 5 areas that we're going to do some action on over the coming months. How to improve data quality and completeness, and how to motivate the workforce to understand quality and the importance of data, how we might work together across sectors and share analytical and planning capacity, perhaps following the example of Caragua with the monthly meetings, so that we can be stronger together, planning and analysing. And then that would be taking us into the possibilities of some data sharing agreements and policies being developed across the secretariats within the municipalities. And then we also explored a little bit about how we might use the potential of ESUS and linking that to some of the social assistance data sets to be able to follow the information flows between different professionals and different levels of the system. And finally, we talked a little bit about some of the interface tools that are available that can help present the data in a useful way, in an accessible way, so that staff can understand what the data's telling them, and you can begin to follow trends over time or look at some healthy competition and benchmarking, comparing UBS 1 with UBS 2, or comparing Santa Casa 1 with Santa Casa 2, and beginning to understand the differences, but also challenge the differences if the differences are not warranted by different case mix. Sometimes it's about different practice and different behaviours. And I know how difficult it is to persuade doctors to change their practice and behaviours. But the best way to do that is to show them the data. So that was really our discussion this morning and after lunch. So some actions that we hope that you will follow through on over the next couple of months. And I'll ask Victoria or Paula to talk about the breakout conversations.
Eu acho que foi uma discussão bastante bacana, né, que a gente teve aqui ao longo do dia, junto com a Mandy e a Victoria. E aí a gente, na verdade, conversou, né, sobre alguns pontos, e a equipe foi dando, né, algumas devolutivas sobre coisas que ficam aí para nos provocar no nosso dia a dia, para a gente colocar em reflexão, né, e eu acho que faz a gente repensar muito sobre o nosso cotidiano, sobre esses assuntos voltados, né, à liderança, aprendizagem, e como que a gente constrói não só relações de confiança, mas como a gente constrói espaços que tragam essa possibilidade da gente se encontrar, da gente conversar e da gente construir isso de uma forma mais compartilhada, né? Então, na verdade, de fato, juntos. Então, foi falado muito, né, como é fundamental a gente criar essa cultura organizacional, esse aprendizado, né, dentro da instituição e dos serviços que a gente faz parte, para que todos possam se reconhecer, não só acerca do seu papel, mas reconhecer o papel do outro, saber, né, qual que é o limite, o quanto a gente pode trabalhar e fazer juntos. E também, ao mesmo tempo, como que a gente lida com tantas interferências que a gente vai sofrer no nosso dia a dia, e isso é natural. A gente vai viver isso no nosso cotidiano, mas como a gente lida, não sentindo tão solitário, né, de uma forma mais coletiva, mais compartilhada. como que é importante, qual que é essa diferença entre o chefe e o líder, né? Na figura desse papel que puxa a equipe junto e divide, né? Não é tão centralizado, mas como a gente descentraliza e como as pessoas se sentem parte desse processo que ele é coletivo. Como que a gente envolve não só os trabalhadores da saúde, mas a gente envolve esse desafio, né, de ser intersetorial, tanto do desenvolvimento social, a educação, mas não somente essas áreas, o meio ambiente, os engenheiros, os arquitetos, pessoas que estão, né, pessoal da TI, por exemplo, pessoal, né, que nem sempre a gente se encontra e como a gente também puxa nesse nosso bonde para fazer juntos. E aí foi falado muito da questão dos usuários, como a gente traz os usuários para serem nossos parceiros. A gente tem os conselhos gestores, a gente tem os conselhos municipais de saúde, não só eles, a gente tem outros conselhos gestor também. E aí como a gente traz junto para ser, de fato, o nosso parceiro, né, para também nos ajudar, para, de fato, a gente colocá-los como usuário centrado, né, que foi a conversa que a gente foi tendo ao longo do dia. E aí alguns desafios, né, que tanto na construção desses espaços, mas também dessa importância desse olho com olho. Quando a gente vai, né, fazendo esse cara a cara, esse olho no olho, é muito diferente do encaminhamento, né, daquela coisa estática que a gente, muitas vezes, que é a nossa rotina do trabalho. Mas esse olho no olho, a gente reconhecer que isso é fundamental, né, esse lugar do encontro para fazer diferente, então como que a gente vai proporcionando isso? Espero ter resumido bem o trabalho do grupo ao longo do dia. Obrigada, gente.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Paula. So both groups have been very productive and have generated lots of homework for the next few months. And it brings us back to what this is all about. We started in the first horizon, the current state, the conditions that you operate in now. And we're going through a process of transition or transformation. We heard a lot about it being a journey. It doesn't happen very quickly. And we're moving towards our future state, our third horizon, where we're not doing what we've always done. We're beginning to have sustainable change. Mandy? And we saw the lovely path to transformation that Marcio drew, listening to the stories that were shared yesterday at the workshop. And thank you. And Victoria this morning explained how the elements of integrated care populate that transformation, and you shared your understanding about the elements of integrated care. What I'd like to remind you of is we've been talking about the Casa dos Cuidados Integrados in Litoral Norte. We use this as a framework that brings it all together, that has the person-centered, holistic, empathic care planning at the heart. What matters to the individual and their family. That has a foundation of the network of supports and services and community partners that we heard about yesterday in Ubatuba, in Caragua, and in São Sebastião. The schools, the Jolatinhos, the NGOs. We know that supporting people to live well and to stay healthy and to manage their health and well-being is so critical. And we've been hearing what you've been doing around education and health promotion, the wonderful activities that you're doing with Primarissima and violence against women, and working with the Pilates and the education for the young people around drugs and alcohol and sexual health and relationships. You're strengthening that pillar of the house. And you're also working on the competencies. Victoria showed you the importance of workforce development, developing the skills, the knowledge, and the behaviours to work together as an interdisciplinary team. And that's this section of the house. But we also have to have a roof over the house. In Litoral Norte, you get big rain. A house is no use without a strong roof and a framework. And so we're also working around the stepped care model, the pathways between primary care, hospital care, AMI care, and the new Litoral Norte regional hospital. So you're working on every element of that house, and you're using all of these concepts and elements of integrated care to turn that framework, that house, into a home, into a homely, empathic, and holistic space to nurture the community of each and every municipality across the whole region. So you're getting towards that third horizon. Okay. But my question would be, have you clearly identified what your vision or your aim is? How will you know when you've got there? How will you know when you've constructed that house and that house is filled with the right equipment, the right people, doing the right things at the right time? This is a framework that we call the quadruple aim, and it's a description of high-performing, strong, resilient systems that improve the experience of care, reduce costs, or at least get value for money, improve the health of the population, and make it a better place for the workforce to be happy and fulfilled in what they're doing. So I wonder if we can begin to crystallize what Litoral Norte's quadruple aim might look like, using your own words, your own language, your own cultures, your own values. And when we begin to think about aims, the other words that are used are, what is the outcome that you're trying to achieve? And one of the tools that we use when we're describing outcomes is we say that in health we spend a lot of time measuring inputs, measuring activities, how many staff, how many clinic appointments, how much has been invested. We spend a lot of time talking about processes, how you actually do things, what procedures you follow. We spend a lot of time talking about outputs, how many procedures have been done, how many hips have been replaced, how many people have had their cataracts done. Okay. Okay. But we very rarely get to the point where we're talking about the difference that it made for the individual. What was the outcome for the person? What mattered to that person, and was that achieved? Were their goals achieved? And I really like this way of thinking about making a cake. And you know what the ingredients are. You know that you need to bake it in the oven. You know that you will get an output at the end. You will get a cake. But unless the child was wanting a cake or was wanting a cake with pink icing or with a particular design, you don't get a happy child. So I think now that you've got quite a lot of momentum and energy underway with your transformation journey, now is the moment for you to be thinking about what are the outcomes that you're wanting to achieve for the people, with the people of Litoral Norte. Okay? When we asked the older people living in the community in Scotland what mattered to them, what were the outcomes that were important to them, they talked a lot about feeling safe, having things to do, being connected to friends and family and neighbours, staying as well as they can be. They wanted to feel listened to. They wanted to have their voice heard. They wanted to be treated with respect. And they wanted to be confident that the right things were happening for their care. They wanted to physically feel well and wanted to be more independent and more able to live at home. This is an example of different types of outcomes that you could measure to begin to show if you are demonstrating a change. I'm not suggesting that these are the right ones, but I'm just suggesting that now is a time to be thinking about these kinds of outcomes, as well as the activity like bed days and hospital admissions and AME attendances. And often we put a lot of our energy at the end of the chart. We measure what matters at the state level or the regional level, and we heard that sometimes that's because we need to measure that to get our income. But if you start with what matters to the individual or their family, and you measure that, you measure where their outcomes realized and achieved, you begin to organize your team into delivering those outcomes. And then you organize your system to empower and enable the teams to deliver those outcomes. And so it changes from being a top-down measurement system to a bottom-up measurement system. And that is the magic of integrated care. It's bringing the top and the bottom together around the shared purpose. Sometimes this is described as a theory of change, and sometimes it's described as a logic model. But beginning to understand the relationship between what you do, the inputs and activities, what you get out of your system, the outputs, the outcomes for people, for teams, or value, and the impact in terms of a more sustainable, resilient, stronger system. And I think now is the time for you to be starting to. What might that set of relationships look like in your municipality and also across Litoral Norte? what should you be starting to measure in order to be able to be confident and to provide assurance to the public and to your politicians and managers that you're doing the right things? So we're going to give you homework, and you've absorbed a lot over the last 2 days, and you shared a lot of yourself and helped us understand your needs and your abilities and capabilities and strengths. We want you to now be starting to think about how will you know at the end of this year that your system is stronger, more resilient, and more person-centred? How will you be able to demonstrate that the care in Litoral Norte, the quality of the care is higher, it's more joined up and less fragmented, and it's more person-centred? What will good look like for people, for families, for communities, for your teams, for the municipalities? And what will good look like right across the system if colleagues from elsewhere in Sao Paulo are looking into Litoral Norte region? What will they see? How will they know that you are special? Because we believe you are special. You are the start of a very important movement in Sao Paulo around people-centred integrated care. So I'm going to pass over to Mandy, who's going to finish the session with inviting some discussion and commitments.
So guys, as Anne was saying there, we've had a lot of discussion today. We're nearly there. So it's kind of like a horse race. We've only got one more hurdle to jump. So what are your thoughts around the work that you have been doing? And so Anne said, what would good look like? But what would good also feel like with the work that you're doing and the change that's coming on? Now, for the people who were not in our session this morning, you start to know that if you're going to be quiet, I start walking towards you and asking for an answer. So, here we are. So what would good look like around integrated care for you? You were looking directly at me.
Acho que, na minha opinião, seria bom relacionados aos cuidados integrados. Dentro dos itens colocados lá no quadro, eu concordo com a colega de manhã relacionado às culturas e valores, tá? De conhecer daquilo que é necessário como perfil para poder realizar os trabalhos dentro do que são ditos, como falei anteriormente também, relacionado à missão e os valores de uma empresa, de forma a criar um clima organizacional, tá, bem elaborado, tenha o mesmo propósito de todos, da sociedade, da comunidade, de uma forma geral.
Obrigada. So that was a lovely start. I'm just thinking, does anybody else have any thoughts as to what good would look like? As I'm walking around, so I'm just coming over here to think what's good going to look like in Santa Casa.
Eu acho que todo mundo que está aqui está envolvido, né? A gente tem um objetivo, junto a gente traçou meta, mas eu acho que a parceria efetiva, né? Ontem o colega de Ilhabela falou uma coisa que da gente conseguir fazer os projetos, os trabalhos, aquilo que a Sheila falou, de independente de estar na unidade, a unidade funcionar, mas que isso seja mais amplo, né? Que os serviços funcionem independente de quem esteja. né? Eu acho que isso é muito importante. Hoje, eu acho que todos aqui estão em cargos de gerência, chefia, né? Mas amanhã a gente pode não estar. E o que a gente vai deixar de legado? Né? Se a gente deixar uma equipe comprometida, eu acho que é bem importante e o apoio que a gente precisa para isso.
Obrigada. So we've heard some points there, but as I said, we're doing this workshop on a Wednesday, and we have a saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So what I'd like to ask is for you to take a very quick moment to think over these 2 days, how are you going to take the learning, you yourselves, personally, back to share with your teams and to share with your organizations. Now, can I say I had some beautiful feedback just in the break that Paula was sharing with me from one of the delegates here today, who was saying that she feels very provoked. She's going to think about and reflect on what she's learned, strongly thinking that actually other sectors out with health, social care, and the one that was mentioned was engineering. So please just have a quick think about how are you going to use your learning and where are you going to share. Now, I've been over this side of the room, so I'm coming over here. Okay. Here I come. So you're thinking about the learning that you're going to do. How are you going to share?
Compartilhar com a equipe. Bom, acho que tem muita coisa, na verdade, que, na verdade, eu gostaria não só de compartilhar com a equipe que eu trabalho, mas até de abrir portas para interagir com outras equipes, que eu acho que já estão se abrindo com o network aqui, mas também para procurar integrar os setores mesmo, de forma mais concreta e conectada mesmo.
Bom, eu acho que é mais para nós refletirmos mesmo, né? Porque quando a gente fala de um serviço, na verdade não é uma coisa distante, não é uma coisa isolada, que na verdade o que é o serviço senão nós mesmos. E se todos nós caminharmos de mãos dadas, não tem como não dar certo. Nós vamos estar colhendo os frutos daqui um breve período de tempo, e eu acredito nisso, e eu espero que todo mundo esteja acreditando também.
Obrigada. I'll quickly just walk.
Bom, meio que forçado. Na verdade, é muito interessante. Acho que todos nós aqui, tanto na parte da manhã como na parte da tarde, ao mesmo tempo que está agregando conhecimento, uma parte do pensamento já está pensando o que você vai fazer lá no seu município, né? Pelo menos eu sou assim. E lá em Ubatuba a gente teve essa experiência piloto, que foi numa unidade de saúde do Horto, junto com a Sheila, e a gente também já iniciou essa questão de transformar de forma ascendente através dos outros agentes de saúde de outras regiões. Então, acho que esse conhecimento, principalmente em relação à questão da curva de inovação ali, levar esse conhecimento para essas lideranças, outros agentes, né, que farão parte dessa equipe, né, eu acho que é muito importante. Então, assim, eu começo a imaginar oficinas para o próximo encontro que eu vou ter com esses agentes de saúde, né? E um conhecimento que eu acho que vai dar mais propriedade até para que eu possa empoderar eles de entender que aqueles 2% ali são deles, que eles têm que achar os 14% e aumentando essa equipe aí, né? E trabalhar com quem realmente quer fazer a mudança e sensibilizar o máximo possível.
So we're near the end now. I'm just thinking, do we have one more comment? I know it's the end of the day, guys. Don't be shy. Okay, I'm coming over.
Bom, eu sou do DRS. E a gente até estava comentando com o Robson, a gente passou num prédio onde a gente aprendeu a conviver assim mais de pertinho, agregados e tudo mais. E voltamos agora para um prédio maravilhoso, né? E separados, totalmente separados. E a nossa grande preocupação é não deixar perder essa junção que nós tivemos de trabalho, que a gente passou 3, 4 anos juntos. E nada melhor do que colocar em prática tudo aquilo que a gente aprendeu nesses 2 dias, né? Então, eu estou com o meu companheiro aqui, mais o Fábio, já pensando de que forma que nós vamos fazer isso lá. Tá bom? Mas foi muito bom.
Guys, that energy is absolutely, fabulous. And you guys have been absolutely fabulous as well. So I think there is one thing to remember with this slide, is take care and be kind to yourself. Making the change, you can only do that when you have the energy, and that's the energy from within. Remember what Victoria said? It was the head, heart and hands. So all of that has to come together. So be kind to yourself. And just finishing off here, one person supported by people acting as one team from organizations behaving as one service. One system. So can I say a very big obrigada from the Transforming Together team. You've been absolutely fantastic. And I will hand over to Fatima. Thank you.
Como que eu fecho uma oficina tão fantástica como essa? É um trabalho quase que impossível. Gente, só tenho a agradecer. Eu acho que foi um dia extremamente rico, o dia de hoje. Desde cedo, os 2 movimentos que fizemos trouxeram elementos interessantes para que a gente faça o caminho que está compartilhado, mas está principalmente assim, aconselhado para que a gente mude a nossa forma de trabalhar. Vocês se lembram, hoje a doutora Anne trouxe aqui uma imagem que foi lá do começo do nosso trabalho, e lembra que a gente falava, se a gente quer mudar, nós temos que fazer diferente o nosso modo de trabalhar, o nosso modo de agir, o nosso modo de pensar. E muitas vezes não é fácil esse como, mas hoje a gente está aqui, está cheio de elementos e de insights do como fazer diferente para a gente atingir esse grande objetivo nosso. Então, eu tenho muito a agradecer aqui aos nossos consultores, viu, Vitória, e a todos, a vocês que participaram e colaboraram, contribuíram e enriqueceram o dia de hoje com os exemplos e com a diversidade de pensamento também, né? Que é isso que faz a nossa riqueza aqui. Então, muito obrigado, gente. Bom retorno para vocês. E a gente... Isso que eu ia falar. A gente vai ter retornos ao longo do trimestre até a chegada deles em agosto, novamente, aqui no grande grupo, ok? Aguardem nossos comentários aí, nossos e-mails. Muito obrigada, gente.